Hello, and welcome to episode 286 of Prog Review. And if you haven't read the title and description, I'm talking about Syd Barrett, the Madcap, the Laughs. Released back in 1970, 3rd of January. It's the debut solo album from Syd Barrett of Pink Floyd fame. This is part of my run of videos looking at the solo work of the various members of Floyd, getting you ready for the release of The Endless River on the 10th of November 2014, in case you're watching this in the future. They started recording this in 1968, and it took a long time to bring it all together. Had a lot of help from David Gilmour and Peter Jenner, and even Roger Waters at one point. I have a real problem with Syd Barrett's solo work, and this one in particular. I just find it all so bloody awful. I think it's so miserable. When you go from Piper of the Gates of Dawn, where it really is the Syd Barrett show, and he's the guy that's got all the ideas, and then you get this, which I think is subpar. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that rate these albums, that rate his solo work, but they're not very good. With the exception of, I don't know, Octopus, maybe Dark Globe. The rest of it I just could live without. I find it because you know what's going. You know he's coming unravelled. You know it's the final farewell. It's the same with Jug Band Blues on Saucerful of Secrets. I find that very hard to listen to, and it's the same as this. I don't enjoy listening to Barrett's solo work. So that puts me in a bit of a position when it comes to review these albums. The Madcap Laughs, it's very stripped down. There's a lot of it's just Barrett and his guitar on places. Yeah, there are some drums and keyboard on some of the other tracks, but the actual making of the album, I think the making of, if you go to Wikipedia or read around, the making of was probably more interesting than the album itself, because it was very difficult to get Barrett to focus on his work, and it took a lot of cajoling and a lot of editing and a lot of production to get it to have something that held together. And you almost get the feeling, I mean, again with the opening track, Terrapin, or No Good Trying. No Good Trying's not too bad, but you get the feeling he's almost trying to recapture the glory of Piper of the Gates of Dawn, which you remember is only like 3 years previous. Not a lot of time has passed, but it's just I don't know. Just me, isn't it? Just me. I mean, I think the follow-up's probably... the follow-up sits a bit better with me because there's more arrangement and more instrumentation, but listen to his out-of-tune playing and his, some of these dubious rhyming couplets that you get on this album. I don't know, I just get really, really bored by it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like the fact that there's a fellow here who is just... one sandwich short of a picnic. It's like watching someone great falling apart at the seams, and I get no joy from that. I get no joy from that at all. Like I said, there's only a handful of songs from these solo albums that I can actually listen to, because they do have a sparkle of the original Barrett before he blew his mind. Would I recommend it? Probably for the diehards, really. Probably for those of you who really... Again, what I don't like is the cult that's sprung around Barrett, you know, of him being this, you know, almost an icon for the acid generation. And it's so wrong, because imagine if he hadn't have, you know, been strung out, if those people hadn't, that entourage hadn't have experimented on him with all their various pharmaceuticals. You know, he was a really good guitar player. You know, you listen to his work on, you know, on Piper the Ghost, on Interstellar Overdrive. You know, he was a really good player, and it's all gone. It all went by the hand of others, and himself. You know, not all other people, but you know, I can't see why that Barrett is celebrated when really the real genius is on that first Pink Floyd album. That's why Pink Floyd got the following that they got, purely down to Barrett. So yeah, I mean, like I said, not albums I enjoy going back to. I mean, this is a reissue. I can't remember, so I had the box set, but I think I sold it, Crazy Diamond box set. So I was familiar with the songs from that, but this is a reissue. I can't see what year it was reissued. Is there anything on the Wikipedia page? No. Maybe 2006, possibly. I don't know. But you've got some bonus tracks, quite a few. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bonus tracks on there. So that's good. Again, if you get this, there's a good piece in the booklet explaining how the album was put together. But I just, it doesn't do anything for me. Just so sad, really. So when it comes to a rating, I give this 1 terrapin out of 5. 1 terrapin out of 5, because this isn't the Syd Barrett I want to remember. That's it. My name is Darren Locke. I've been talking about The Madcap Last by Syd Barrett, a thoroughly depressing affair. Same with his follow-up and even Opal. Like I said, there's literally a handful of songs from Barrett I can actually listen to without making me feel miserable. But that's just my opinion. Again, check it out. But it's not the Barrett you know from the Floyd. It's a shadow of his former self, and that's why I find it difficult. So it's 1 measly terrapin out of 5. You're probably all throwing your shoes at the screen, but hey, it's just the way I call it. That's it. I think Mason's up next. Mason and Fenn. That should be fun. I've got one more thing to say, and that is Prog on.